This is a weed eater model ride mower. It's got a few things wrong with it. It does need a belt and with a blade. I'm going to put that on. And these tires and tubes have really had it. Even though this side over here they're holding air, I'm just going to go ahead and replace them because try to see if you can see this. It just got some bad spots on the tires there. Yeah, there you go. And the tube, when it's inflated all the way, it'll make a kind of like an aneurysm and poke out the side of the tire or just split the tire. I've only got 20 pounds in the front and 25 in the back, I think, and they're supposed to hold 30. I was afraid to inflate them any more than that. Anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and replace those tires. It's not a bad looking lawnmower. The owner had it for one season, and they wanted something bigger because they have 3 or 4 acres. And this, would just take a lot longer than necessary to cut the grass. So anyway, I'll get it all fixed up and get it for sale. Well, this motor wouldn't start without starting fluid, and then it wouldn't stay running. So I popped the bowl off the carburetor, and it's just draining pure water right now because this thing sat outside for so long that the gas tank just filled with water. And I did put a little gas in it, but of course, the water went to the bottom. And I'll get that all drained out and put some gas in and it'll start, most likely. When I checked the oil, it looked foamy. And I believe there's water down in the oil. It hasn't been circulated yet. So I'm going to just change the oil, get the water out of it. Last night I put 2 new tires on the front, and this morning I'm going to put some on the back because they desperately need it. I was just going to change the tubes, but the tires are just too bad. The rims on these are silver, and I got some new tires, tubes, and rims for a pretty good deal because to buy them separate they're pretty expensive, like $72 each at Sears. So I'm just going to take this tire off, this rim, this tire and tube, and mount it on the back here. One of the good things about this mower is that it does not have drive belts. This thing has a chain on both sides. I mean, this is a really strong puller, and you're not going to have to worry about drive belts breaking on you all the time. As long as you keep these chains greased or oiled, they'll last you forever. And I'm going to oil both sides. really good here. This side here, it got dry for some reason, but maybe the owner or the previous owner didn't know that you could do this. And if you look in here at the brakes too, the brakes right there, they're in really good shape too. There's no need to replace them, they're brand new. I am going to be putting a new blade belt on, and it attaches right here, of course. Now the proper way to oil a chain, by the way, is just with a regular old paintbrush. You don't need nothing fancy, but putting oil right here in the middle really isn't going to accomplish anything. Where you need the oil is on the sides and at the link. That's where you need it. So usually what you have to do is you have to kind of squirt it here in the middle like this, and then take your paintbrush and work it in there. And this takes a little bit of time, but once you get it coated good, you're not going to have to do it that often. But this one actually has, I said 2 chains, it actually has 3 chains. There's one here, and there's one back up in here, and then this one on this side. So this is going to take me just a few minutes, and won't have to worry about it for a little while. In order to put the new blade belt on, I'm going to have to take this cover off right here. In a couple years, you're going to have to change your belt again, and it has to go right between these 2 wheels right there. You can see that, and there's not enough clearance to put a belt in there. So you're going to need a crowbar. And if you notice, it has a spring here, and this holds the whole rear end up for the transmission to work. So you just put a crowbar under the wheel and pull down. You really don't want to take that spring off. And then you feed the belt in from the back all the way to the middle of the mower where it's going to connect. And when you pull this down, the belt will go up in there real easy. You'll have to take off this keeper that goes from one side to the next, and all it is just a piece of steel that keeps your belt from flying off, and it also keeps it from getting chewed up by the chain over here. Alright, once you get the belt on, put the belt keeper back on and just tighten it up.